take a photo. Please, Ami. Merci beaucoup. Please. Merci. Venez, messieurs.
I don't, unfortunately. I understand a little bit, but don't speak that.
Okay, that's what we say. I should try to get to the
You are very Lord.
And if I have a problem,
You have something there, so.
S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît.
Mesdames et messieurs, merci d'être là. Je vais prononcer quelques propos liminaires. Ensuite, mon collègue et ami, le ministre indien des Relations extérieures, s'exprimera. Et puis, il peut y avoir 2-3 questions. D'abord, je veux vous dire à quel point je suis honoré et heureux de recevoir aujourd'hui le ministre indien des Relations extérieures, M. Salman Khurshid, pour un déplacement qui intervient moins de 3 mois après sa nomination. C'est pour moi un honneur de le recevoir. Il sera reçu demain par le président de la République et c'est un signe de l'importance que nous attachons à notre partenariat stratégique et tout à fait unique avec cette très grande démocratie qu'est l'Inde. Nous avons passé en revue l'ensemble de notre relation bilatérale. Elle est bonne, elle est même excellente, et nous avons toute une série de projets pour le futur. Nous avons eu une discussion dense et précise qui a confirmé le climat de grande confiance et de grande amitié entre nos deux pays. L'Inde est un partenaire stratégique pour la France. Notre partenariat est exceptionnel par son dynamisme, par son amplitude, par son caractère équilibré. Il couvre de nombreux domaines. Je citerai particulièrement l'énergie, la défense, l'espace, la sécurité, le domaine culturel, le domaine éducatif, le domaine scientifique. Dans tous ces champs, nous travaillons ensemble et nous avons l'intention de travailler encore plus ensemble. Nos échanges commerciaux sont importants, mais ils peuvent encore s'accroître. Il y a beaucoup de potentiel et nous sommes décidés à encourager tous les mouvements, notamment économiques. À la fois la présence des entreprises françaises en Inde, des entreprises indiennes en France. S'agissant des échanges humains, nous avons l'intention en particulier d'insister sur le développement de la présence des étudiants indiens en France qui sont les très bienvenus. Nous voulons accroître leur nombre. Et puis, nous avons passé en vue notre analyse de ce qui se passe dans le vaste monde, à la fois dans la région, autour de l'Inde et des pays limitrophes, mais aussi sur le continent africain, en Amérique et en Europe. Et nous avons constaté beaucoup d'égards de grandes convergences de vues. Nous sommes unis aussi dans l'action pour la paix, dans l'action pour le développement et dans la lutte contre le terrorisme, qui est une des grandes menaces du XXIe siècle. Bref, c'est une rencontre extrêmement utile, chaleureuse, amicale, qui laisse bien augurer des relations entre l'Inde et la France. Et elle va permettre aussi de préparer dans d'excellentes conditions la visite que fera très prochainement le président de la République française en Inde.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Ms. Laurent Fabius, distinguished representatives of the media. I'm very happy indeed to be here in your very beautiful city of Paris. And I've come here as a reflection of an existing, very important strategic partnership that we have between India and France. And I expect that this would be a major step in broadening that bilateral engagement even greater. Foreign Minister and I had very cordial discussions. We reviewed, as His Excellency said, our cooperation in defense, space, civil nuclear energy, counterterrorism, which are all very important pillars of our bilateral relations. We, India and France, share the values of liberty, equality, fraternity, and our excellent bilateral relations are marked by what we consider to be a very special mutual trust. And this encompasses trade, investment, defense, security, counterterrorism, space, nuclear energy, education, culture, science, technology, and people-to-people contacts. And I do want to say that though this is my first visit to Europe, and France has been the highest priority, so the first country that I visited in Europe is France. And allow me to say this, Mr. Minister, that with you, I think I've discovered a very good friend, and I look forward to a very, very meaningful partnership working together with you for peace in the world and for growth of relations between India and France. I'd like to recall on this occasion the meeting of our Prime Minister with President Hollande on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Mexico in June 2012, which has continued this very wholesome tradition of friendship between us, as I mentioned. Now we look forward to welcoming His Excellency the President of France, President Hollande, to India in the very near future. We extend our congratulations to scientists in both sides, in both countries, for a successful launch into space of the Indo-French joint scientific satellite, Megatropics, in October 2011. Report to you that the satellite is in good health, and data from all the 4 scientific instruments on board are being received in India and France, and this has become the first of 8 similar satellites that we will be launching together in global participation measurement in coordination with NASA. In this context, we look forward to the launch of satellite for Argos and Altica, Saral, and in the first quarter of 2013. This will be another joint venture to study sea surface altitudes. In the civil nuclear field, our government remains committed to the Jaitapur nuclear power plant. Both sides are committed. We are ensuring at the highest level that safety of the project, safety security measures are absolutely tight. The last stage of negotiations on few elements that are left to take the final call on will be completed shortly. I deeply appreciate the response we've had from His Excellency on our common resolve to fight against terrorism in the world and to secure the future of our children in the world. We are conscious of the economic conditions that prevail in the world today, and also in Europe. And despite these conditions, we, I think, remain committed to the untapped potential for further growth. We are hoping that French investments in infrastructure, food processing industries, high-tech areas, and green technologies will be seen in India in the near future. And in this context, I would like to flag, and I requested His Excellency to help us proceed further with the broad-based India-EU trade and investment agreement that will create the right ecosystem for taking our trade and investment cooperation to the levels that we both believe are there for the asking. In the field of science and technology, we deeply appreciate the support the French government has given to bilateral cooperation through CEFIPRA, which is the India-France Center for Scientific Research, which is celebrating its Silver Jubilee this year and serves as a special vehicle to take this cooperation forward. We've agreed that the great potential for increased science and technology collaboration and that this will be again achieved through CEFIPRA. With regard to French collaboration in the IIT Rajasthan, I'm happy to note and to inform you that the letter of intent has already been signed and soon the project director will be appointed. I thank His Excellency for the support of the government of France for the extension of project to Maison de Langue, which is the most sought after hostel for Indian students and research scholars. Since we need to bring more Indian students and research scholars, we must make sure that we have adequate place for them. Under the extension project, 72 new rooms will be added, and this will be completed over the next 2.5 years. The land's been donated by your government, Minister, and acknowledged gratefully this very important gesture. As His Excellency said, we've discussed widely the situation in our respective regions and have agreed that this dialogue between us will be continued. I've promised that we will see each other more often, both here as well as in India and other parts of the world. And I thanked the Minister for the tremendous amount of support the French government has given to India in matter of world affairs, consistently voting in support for India's permanent membership of the UN Security Council. And we hope one day to live up to your expectations and your faith in us. We have we've shared our views which are common on many of our regional and global concerns, and we hope that our exchange of views will help us formulate better propositions for our respective governments. I once again take this opportunity to extend my thanks to you, Minister, for inviting me and my delegation to Paris for this very, very fruitful meeting. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Ministre. Vous allez pouvoir me poser des questions. Je veux faire écho à la dernière remarque de mon collègue et ami. La France est un supporter fervent de la présence de l'Inde comme membre permanent du Conseil de sécurité des Nations Unies. L'Inde est un très grand pays, c'est même le plus grand pays du monde, c'est une démocratie qui, sur le plan scientifique, technologique, a réalisé des choses magnifiques, qui a un rôle pacifique dans le monde, et nous pensons que la présence de l'Inde comme membre permanent du Conseil de sécurité des Nations Unies donnerait à ce Conseil une autorité encore plus forte, et nous souhaitons vivement que cette réforme puisse voir le jour. Quelles sont les questions?
I have a question for Mr. Khurshid. My name is Avik Chandan, I'm from Announcement Press. Border incidents involving Pakistan in the past, India has often taken the line that there's usually staged to deflect attention from national politics or to draw global attention to the Kashmir issue. What do you think is the motive this time? And a follow-up to that is India has refused Pakistani demand to have the UN military observer group do an independent kind of probe into the incident Do you think you could possibly allow that, because there are divergent versions of what actually happened, and there's a case of supposed mutilation?
Well, there are three dimensions in this. First of all, I've answered these questions yesterday in India, and because fresh inputs and information are coming in every minute, I will be careful about saying something here that doesn't tally with information that may have come in recently. I can certainly say one thing is that it's extremely shocking and unacceptable is what we have said. We've even used the word barbaric, and I can't imagine that anyone would disagree with that on either side of the border. They take responsibility or not is another matter. We are still arguing about that. But it cannot but be described as being inhuman and barbaric. Why should this happen? It perplexes me. I don't think anyone on the other side of the border is achieving anything wholesome by doing this. We would like to analyze it more carefully. We do want, while we want some redress and we want some transparency and accountability on this, we do believe that whoever has tried to derail a wholesome peace process shouldn't succeed. And therefore, we want to be careful. We want to be moderate in our response, but at the same time, we want to push with determination to get some answers from Pakistan. We will hopefully answers to come.
And the UN military,
it's consistently taken the position that issues that are bilateral between us, between India and Pakistan, cannot be pushed into the multilateral field. I think we've taken this position in the past when Pakistan went to ICJ, and I would imagine that there is no reason for us to change from that.
Si, une autre question?
Oui.
Bonjour, Wetzel.
Christophe Lecroix de RTL. Question qui est adressée à vous deux. On a pris du retard visiblement dans le contrat concernant les Rafales. Est-ce que vous avez pu avancer aujourd'hui un petit peu là-dessus sur les 126 avions qui sont prévus?
Nous avons bien sûr discuté de cette question. La décision finale appartient au gouvernement indien dans sa souveraineté, mais d'après ce que m'a apporté mon collègue et ami, le ministre indien, les choses avancent bien et je peux confirmer le soutien plein et entier du gouvernement français vis-à-vis de Rafale, qui est un avion exceptionnel, qui donne toute satisfaction à nos armées et qui a démontré ses capacités opérationnelles.
Well, thank you for asking that question. I can only say this to you that we know good French wine takes time to mature, and so do good contracts. The contract details are being worked out. Decision has already been taken. The contract details are being worked out. Just wait a little for the cork to pop, and you will have some good wine to taste. Merci.
Hello, this is Jundara from the Hindu newspaper. I just wanted to ask you about the EPR reactors to which you made a reference, saying that India is planning to buy 2 EPRs for Jaitapur. There has been a report recently where the cost of the EPR has spiraled from 3.3 billion initially to 8.5 billion initially. And Areva has assured us that after all the experience that they have gathered from Taishan and Flamanville and all the mistakes that they have made in the first few prototypes, they will be able to give us a 15% rebate, a cheaper price on the nuclear island. But it's only on the nuclear island. And the initial guarantees that were given was that the power would cost less than 4 rupees per kilowatt hour. Where are we on those discussions?
We are in a very advanced stage of those discussions. The discussions essentially have been delayed for two reasons. One, that how you structure the financial model has been looked at in some modified manner, and I think both sides therefore need to collaborate to find an acceptable definition. The other one, of course, is that we had to take special steps to re-examine the safety and security measures because of what happened in Japan. And I think the extra time that's taken is well spent because this is a matter of very grave seriousness to all of us. But I can assure you that things are moving well in the right direction, and His Excellency and I have decided that we need to put timelines to push both sides to come to a final formulation. It's only a matter of giving the final formulation an acceptable structure, and I think it should be achieved soon.
Will India stick to the 4 grouping?
I don't want to go into details that are actually negotiated by experts. I don't want to foreclose their options, nor indeed do something that will create a problem for them. But I can assure you that we have a very, very clear intent to move forward quickly.
Merci. Oui,
Encore deux questions.
j'ai mis à Rodiman de BFM TV. Je vais poser la question en emprunt. Donc, d'accord, vous avez les écouteurs. Est-ce que vous avez parlé d'Afghanistan? Je sais que l'Inde est présente, non militairement, mais a un intérêt de tout premier plan dans le dossier. Donc, êtes-vous confiant sur l'avenir après le retrait total de l'OTAN?
Oui, nous avons bien sûr parlé de l'Afghanistan. Je pense que nous avons des analyses très voisines. La France jusqu'ici était présente militairement en Afghanistan. Vous savez que nous avons retiré notre combattant. Nous restons présents pour une aide civile et en même temps, comme nous sommes attachés à l'Afghanistan, nous souhaitons faire le maximum pour que le futur de l'Afghanistan soit démocratique et paisible. C'est là où la discussion avec les amis indiens est très importante, que compte tenu de leur influence, compte tenu de leur proximité géographique, leur analyse est tout à fait décisive. Et nous nous sommes retrouvés sur un double constat. D'abord, il faut que les Afghans eux-mêmes progressent en interne pour une solution pacifique. Et il faut, deuxième point, que les puissances régionales, parmi lesquelles il y a l'Inde, trouvent des terrains d'accord pour que l'Afghanistan puisse se développer d'une manière pacifique.
Monsieur c'est Laurie.
Mon collègue et ami va répondre aussi.
I agree with what the minister said. We were on the same page. We agree. Our analysis is the same, and we share each other's hope and expectation that all will be well in Afghanistan. But we have to obviously walk carefully in the manner in which the government of Afghanistan, the people of Afghanistan, will want to see us help them.
Peut-être la dernière question, madame.
Monsieur Fabius Flori-Inong de l'agence américaine AP. J'ai une question au sujet de l'enquête des tueries des femmes kurdes aujourd'hui à Paris. Est-ce que vous pourriez élucider un peu la piste d'enquête et comment il s'agit des liens entre la Turquie et la France?
Vous savez peut-être, chers collègues, que malheureusement, il y a eu hier, je crois, 3 militantes kurdes qui ont été tuées. Je ne peux rien dire de plus que le fait que, évidemment, c'est un drame extrêmement poignant et l'enquête a été confiée aux autorités qui doivent la mener et nous souhaitons qu'elle soit menée à bien rapidement, que les coupables soient identifiés et tout. Mais je ne peux à ce stade dire rien de plus. Merci beaucoup. Je vais raccompagner mon hôte et ami. J'aurais résumé les choses de la façon la plus simple en disant d'abord mes remerciements à mon collègue et ami, le ministre des Affaires étrangères indien, et en disant que cette visite est une visite excellente. Thank you. Thank you.
Can we have a checking?
Yeah.
Un second. Jacques, baisse-moi, Jacques.